Hello and welcome to this latest edition of Bulls on Parade Talk. I am your host, Joshua Sines. And tonight, I got one thing to talk to you guys just really quick. Something that I was listening to. I was listening on the radio on my way home this evening, and you can imagine the kind of things that they were talking about. I swear there were callers coming on about who should be taking number one, and should we really take a chance on this guy? I really believe this is the guy, and yada yada yada. All this speculation and trying to compare draft classes, trying to think, the quarterback of the future might not be in the first round, yada yada yada. But amidst all that discussion on the radio, there was one thing that caught my eye, and that caught my ear actually, and that was Wade Phillips. Now, Wade Phillips does not have a job right now. Poor guy. I have nothing but respect for Wade Phillips, and he is a fellow Houston Cougar, so I'll give him that for him. But there's one thing that came out today that was reported. Wade Phillips talking about. And the first place I saw this was on ultimateblog.com/Ultimate Texans. It was a Dale Robert. It was an article posted by Dale Robertson. Earlier today. And his title, the title of his article reads, quote, Wade Phillips thinks Texans should draft Johnny Manziel. So, you read this short little article and you're basically saying Wade Phillips thinks that this new coaching staff, the organization should take a chance on taking Johnny Manziel number one overall, right? But, so he basically suggesting in the article. It basically says that Wade is suggesting that Johnny Manziel could have the same kind of impact that Earl Campbell had when he was with the Oilers. Now, consider this. Never forget this. Wade Phillips was a defensive assistant for his own father, Mr. Bum Phillips, during Earl Campbell's first 3 seasons in Houston. He concludes by saying, quote, he's the kind of guy who makes plays nobody else can make. Having another Heisman Trophy winner from Texas come to Houston, I just thought that would have been neat to see. Yeah, it's neat to see, but where do they? But you tell me the last Heisman Trophy winner who was taken in the first round and has any kind of success, consistent success. RG3 won a Heisman, and look at all the hype that he created for himself. Poor guy. Great talent, but he just fell victim to his own hype, which is something you never do. The one thing I find out about the NFL is you let your play create your brand. You do not create your brand first and then go out and show, because guess what? The NFL has a license to hurt you. The players on the other side of the field have a license to hurt you. They don't like you. They will want to hurt you. And that was shown, in this past season, right? But anyway, so this article by Dale Robertson, I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute. He wants the Texans to take him, or is it a fact that he wanted to take him? So I went back and looked at this, and so I decided to look more into this, and it turns out on NFL.com and it turns out that on NFL.com there was another writer that basically said that Wade Phillips, in an interview for the head coaching job, when Bob McNair asked Wade Phillips, what would you do? He said I would take Johnny Manziel, number 1 overall. So you look at this, and this the title in the Chronicle blog is kind of misleading. He says Wade Phillips thinks Texans should draft Johnny. In other words, this article is basically suggesting that the Houston Texans, this coaching staff, this regime, take Johnny Manziel. No, that's not the case. That's not true, because there's also a report saying that in an unsuccessful interview to become the head coach, that Wade Phillips said I would take Johnny Manziel number 1. He was on Nick Wright and John Lopez on 610 Sports Radio, right? The local Houston Texans radio coverage here in the city of Houston. He said, quote, "When I did an interview with the McNairs in late December, I told them they ought to take Johnny Football. That's what I told them, and I'm sitting here now without a job." Now, wow. So you can add Wade Phillips to the list of people that believe that Johnny Manziel is the real deal. Who knows? I don't know right now. I don't think he is. I personally don't think he is. If he is, and he proves me, and if he is, and he's taken, and he comes in the NFL and shows that he is, good for him. I will come right here on this platform and say good for him. Good for him, right? I don't know. This whole, I mean, you listen to Sports Radio 610 pretty much all day today. I got in the car at about 6:30ish p.m. Central Time, and I was listening to Sports Radio 610 all the way, pretty much the whole way there and the whole way back. And this draft thing is really going to go on. It's really going to go on nonstop, especially with the fact that the Texans have a new coaching staff, new regime, new head coach, and we got the number 1 pick of the draft. But there's another thing that I listened to that they mentioned that you kind of forget. Some kind of forget is this. We also have the number 1. We also have the top pick in the 2nd round. Just something to think about. And there was one guy. There's one quarterback that was taken at the top of the 2nd round, and that's the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Now, that's right, Drew Brees. Now, who was taken number 1 overall in that draft? Michael Vick. Just something to think about. So who knows? If it were up to me, I'm on record. You can go back and watch my other videos. I have said this repeatedly. I want Clowney. Give me Jadeveon, number 1 overall. Let's get the quarterback. And I wasn't even aware that we had the top pick in the 2nd round until until I listened to the radio. I haven't seen the entire order of the draft yet, and I'll be sure to do that. So if we're really not high on a quarterback, give me a defensive guy like Jadeveon. Let's give J.J. Watt, another guy. let's give J.J. Watt some help on the front line. And I'm sure Romeo Cornell will find ways to get Jadeveon Clowney in the best position possible. So, what do you guys think? So, like I said, Wade likes Johnny. Do you? Do you like Johnny Manziel for the Houston Texans? Tell me in the comments section. Leave a like. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. And also, before I conclude, I'd like to give a shout out to our to Houston Texans wide receiver Andre Johnson, who is now going to be inducted in the Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Andre Johnson. Well deserved. You know, he has put up with so much here in the city of Houston. You know, we have not delivered a championship for a guy like him yet. You know, we thought we would be contenders this past season. Didn't turn out so great. But Andre Johnson and Hall of Fame definitely rings. Definitely is well deserved. He deserves all of it. All of that praise. So, as I said, guys, tell me in the comments section. Wade Phillips is one. Wade Phillips would have taken Johnny. Would you? I say no. You don't have to agree with me. What do you think? Do you want Johnny? Tell me in the comments section. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. I am here 365 days a year covering the Houston Texans. This has been another episode of Bulls on Parade Talk. Thank you for tuning in. This is your host Joshua Signs, signing off.